6.1 example 5. Now we're going to change a couple things. Instead of just having a times b to the x, we're now going to see what happens if something's added or subtracted to x up in the exponent here, and what happens if something's added at the end. What it's basically going to do is shift the graph, and then we're going to find the domain and range. So let's begin. Kind of works the same way. You have to evaluate, so put 0 in place of x. So we've got 4 times 2 times 0, but now it's minus 3, and then there's a plus 2 out here. So watch this now. Order of operations. We still have to do exponents first. So 0 minus 3 is negative 3. So I've got, this is 2 to the negative 3. Well, remember, we don't like negative exponents, so I'm going to go 4 times 2. But if I change this to a positive 3, I have to take the reciprocal of the 2. So this is going to change to a 1/2. So 4 times 2 to the negative third is the same as 4 times a half to the positive third. And then plus your 2. Now what's a half to the third? Well, a half times 1/2, that's 1/4, times another 1/2. That's 1, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So that would be 1/8. So now we've got 4 times 1/8 plus 2. Well, now we multiply before we can add. 4 times 1 is 4, and this 4 is just over 1. So that's 4 over 8, which is 1/2, plus 2. That's 2.5. You could also say 5/2 if you wanted to, but 2.5 is easier to graph. So 0, 2.5 would be right about there. Let's put a 1 in now. Well, that's just going to make it 1 minus 3 instead. So now it's 4 times 2 to the 1 minus 3. Well, if I go 1 minus 3, that's going to give me a negative 2. I don't like those negative exponents, remember? So that's going to be 4. I'm going to come down here a little bit. 4 times, I'm going to be changing the exponent to a positive 2. So I have to change the 2 inside to a 1/2 plus 2. A half times a half is 1/4. So that's 4 times 1/4 plus 2. So 4 is 4 over 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 4 is also 4. 4 over 4, that's just 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So now I'm at 1, 3. Now the thing about these problems is it's harder to see the pattern. Because there's things added, you can't just say, oh, the y values are going to be multiplied by 2 every time. Because after you multiply it by 2, then you're subtracting 3 and adding 2, it kind of screws up that ratio. So it's hard to do going down like the a times b to the x problems were. We'll put a 2 in next, and I'm going to go a little faster now. We all know 2 minus 3 is a negative 1, right? So 4 times 2 to the negative 1 plus 2. Well, we don't like the negative exponent, so let's change this to 1/2 so we can make this a positive 1. Half to the first is a half. 4 over 1 times 1 over 2 is 4 over 2, which is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Notice we still see it going up, just not by that number we thought it would go up by. Put 3 in here. 3 minus 3 is 0. Aha, well that's easy. We all know what anything to the 0 power is. That's going to be 1. So 1 times 4 is 4. 4 plus 2, that will be 6. Last one, put 4 in. 4 minus 3 is 1. So we have 4 times 2 to the first plus 2. Notice I don't have to change the 2 to a half when the exponent's already positive. 2 to the first is 2, times 4 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. Let's graph them all. So we graphed the first already. 2, 4, 3, 6, and 4, 10. Now you notice it's going away from the x-axis again, but you notice this time, because I added 2, it's not leveling off at 0, it's going to level off at 2. This plus 2 actually moves the graph up a little bit. So this graph is going to look like this. It's going to come through here, and it's going to level off. Oh my goodness gracious. But it's not going to level off at 0. It's going to get closer and closer to 2. At 2, I'm going to draw an imaginary line here. To make it imaginary, I'm going to make it dashed. We call this an asymptote in math. And this asymptote is right at 2. The graph will keep getting closer and closer to 2, but never touch it. I'm going to spell asymptote for you. A-S-Y-M-P-T-O-T-E. I went off the screen though. There's an E at the end. So that's an asymptote. So whatever this number is added afterwards, the graph is going to be shifted up that much if it's added, or it could move it down. Now, how does that affect domain and range? Well, domain, it doesn't affect at all. Again, it goes left forever, up and to the right forever. So it's going to have a domain of all real numbers. The range, however, is another story. This whole graph isn't just above 0, the whole thing's above 2. Wherever that asymptote is, wherever it levels off, the graph is either going to be above that whole thing or below it. So in this case, the y values are all above 2. And there's your domain. So that's how you graph a times b to the x with some other things added on. Okay, good luck.